First, off the top, we got to talk about Timo Werner because this news breaking after we taped on Thursday. A lot of talk about him going to Liverpool. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, Chelsea rock up with the money. I think it's 60 million euros. Yeah. Deal with the player, apparently not 100% finalized yet, but imminent. Your thoughts on this? Were you surprised?
Well, like everybody else that spoke to people around Timo Werner and around Leipzig and in Liverpool, we knew that Klopp was desperate to get this player. Make no doubt about that. But when it first came in, we talked about it early in the week with Chelsea, just waiting for a chance if Liverpool wouldn't pay the money. And then it came out from Liverpool that they've been told that there won't be any money out at the moment. And I think when you saw the comment that Jurgen Klopp did on Sky Germany, you could read between the lines that there was a loyal employee of Liverpool Football Club, but it was also a manager who missed out on his one of his wishes in this transfer window, and talking about that we have to take responsibility and everything. That's fine. But of course, Chelsea have done a great job. They're just waiting for their chance. They got themselves on a plane. They went to Germany. But also, as RB Leipzig said, and I think that in this case, we have to read between the lines. And one of the reasons, because it's not ready yet, because in the social media, we are all writing that Chelsea are activating the clause. It's Timo Werner who has to activate the clause. So we'll wait for that. Of course, he will get the money from Chelsea, but still, it's an interesting and maybe a sign of what to expect in this kind of funny and interesting Corona transfer window.
Jules, I agree with Jan. I'm not buying this for one instant that Jurgen Klopp, because we always get a lot of spin out there. I mean, not from Klopp directly, but the club all of a sudden said, "Oh well, we've had this crisis," and you probably saw those stories. Well, he wouldn't have started until January when Sadio Mane goes off to the African Cup of Nations and whatever. The fact of the matter is, and they have three strikers who are really, really good, but they're all in their late 20s. And, beyond that, you get into Ryan Brewster and Divock Origi, and we don't know what Brewster's going to do and what kind of player he's going to be. This is a miss, isn't it?
I think it's a miss. Maybe financially there are things we don't know, and maybe they thought that 60 million euros for someone who first was going to be your number 4, and technically you're spending 60 million on a substitute, right? On someone on the bench.
That's technical nonsense.
No, but it is, right? And maybe people said to Klopp, do you know what?
The other guys are all going to get old at the same time. They're all the same age.
Of course they will, but it's still, I think a lot of owners look at it on a shorter term, and managers more on the longer term. And on the shorter term, maybe people at Liverpool thought this is a lot of money for someone who might not play much for the first season, for example. I don't know. I think it's a big miss. I think it's a bargain, 60 million for someone who easily worth 100 million, and that they should have gone for him, even if that meant, financially being a bit of trouble for a couple of years or something. But it's no doubt it's a big miss for them.
What financial trouble? I mean, Jan, wear your director of football hat. If your owner comes to you and says, "Oh no, sorry, we can't do this. We're going to win the Premier League. We won the Champions League last year, but we spent money on Alisson or whatever. We can't go and do this." Would you be accepting that?
But I think that Jurgen Klopp has also been a consequence of the great job he's done at Liverpool, because he has taken players. He took one guy from Scottish lower divisions and made him into one of the best backs in the world. He has turned a lot of the players into great players, world beaters, as you said, winning everything. So I think when the owners, when Klopp will say, "Well, I need this," he's a German national player. He's unbelievable quick. He so fits into the way. I've talked with him many times during the Corona time. I want this player. But they say, well, you have turned other players into great players. You can get someone cheaper. It's a fair comment from Jules that saying that they will maybe then do the analyze and say that he's just a fourth choice, and maybe then he should not be their first target. But I call the guy in Liverpool that I trust very much, and he said that the American owners have been very clear to Klopp: we can't afford him, we won't take him, you don't have the money, and just expect not to be getting any money during this Corona transfer window. If it's right, we'll see.
You agree with that? You agree that they might not have that money, just as simple as that. And maybe they were just waiting that the release clause was ending on June the 15th to maybe try to negotiate with Leipzig a cheaper price for Timo Werner.
I think...
No, just saying that, remember, Timo Werner said in the public, I'm desperate to come to Liverpool. I want to go to Liverpool. That is my main target. I'm desperate. So maybe Liverpool overplayed their hand as well, because it could be that Klopp, if he would probably knew the situation, and to be fair to Liverpool, they have been good in the transfers. They've been doing excellent, and we've seen Jurgen Klopp, how he has developed players. It's fantastic how they've done it. But maybe they've been waiting and told the team or Camp Werner, so to say, just wait, we'll find a way. The season is delayed. No, we should have had a European Championship, and we haven't even ended the Premier League at this moment, and I'm not even talking about the Champions League. So maybe they're waiting, and then Timo Werner and his agent, by the way, a great football player, Karl-Heinz Förster, in the old days, just saw that, well, we can't wait anymore. This is too risky. And Chelsea, being clever, just waiting for the chance, like an animal attacking.
Wow. I take that point. I don't know. I look at the fact that you've got your front three, you've got Van Dijk. They're all the same age, right? I'm not saying Liverpool are an old team, but you'd never want to have so many people who are of similar age profiles going forward.
No, I know, but why if you still can have 4 great years of your front three? Well, you're going to have Werner on the bench for 4 years, or just playing starting 25 games a season? Do you see what I mean?
But you're not. It would be absolutely...
No, they would have. I think they would have sold one, boys. They could have.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up. I'm born in '67, so I remember when they sold Kevin Keegan, and I was so happy because I support Leeds United, and then they got Dalglish. I always tell that story because it killed me when I was 10, 11 years old. But I think that maybe also the markets have changed a bit. Maybe a Salah, who is a world brand, a fantastic ambassador for football, and he has done it all. And maybe at that time, they're also thinking that they could get 100 million for him, and selling Salah to Real Madrid or some club for 100 million. And that market is going down as well. Then Werner would have been cheap for 55 or 60, So maybe that is some of the reasons as well. I don't think that I don't think Klopp, and I don't think a hard-working club like Liverpool Football Club would have let Werner be on the bench for 4 years.
No, I completely agree with you, and I think that's why Klopp wanted him. And as Jan said, I think he's taking the company line and being a company man, which is fine. I mean, we all have to answer to our employers.
Not the first time, yeah.
It's not his money. It's John W. Henry's money and Warner's money and FSG's money. But I still think that they missed a trick there.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.